What's going on, guys? Angelo here, and welcome to Around the Track. With King's Dominion announcing removal of Volcano the Blast Coaster, the real question now is what's next for King's Dominion. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alrighty, you guys, so this one might be a little bit longer than the average Around the Track videos, so just bear with me on this one, but a lot of information is going to be said, and I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts on what honestly could be coming in the next like 5 to 6 years for King's Dominion. So first things first, we're going to be talking about obviously 2019 season is literally right upon us, and we only have like maybe a month now until opening weekend. Obviously, King's Dominion really hasn't announced anything for 2019 season. This is actually the first time they haven't announced like anything coming. Obviously, I do think they're going to get some amenity or whatever at the park, but I don't think it will be anything big. Obviously, we did get a coaster last year, Twisted Timbers, just repping the shirt and everything. With that being said, though, for 2020, my best guess is probably going to be either a flat ride or a water ride. And a lot of people forget about that, but Tornado was also removed in the 2018 season as well. And the reason why Tornado was moved was actually because of an injury, and they didn't really want to risk it anymore with the ride. A lady had got like a concussion or whatever, and turned out like to be this big old thing. And so they got rid of the ride. If you want to check out the history and whatnot behind all that, the updates, there'll be a card if it hasn't popped up already. But yeah, water ride is definitely needed now. The only raft ride we have at King's Dominion for the water park is Zoom Flume, and that's been there for already long enough. Honestly, I think they could add a couple of attractions really in the water park area, another raft ride, or they could do a water coaster like how Busch Gardens is getting as well. They are getting that this year, or at Water Country USA. And I also say a flat ride could come, mainly because Delirium was a good flat ride, but I do think King's Dominion would like to add something new and different. How Busch Gardens is getting one of those swing rides. That's really cool. I think that would be also a good fit for King's Dominion as well. Now, I wouldn't say to just go ahead and copycat Busch Gardens with what they're doing, but Busch Gardens is in the right steps for advancing in their park right now. And I think a flat would honestly do us very well. As Delirium, it would be 3 years old by the 2020 season. A coaster is definitely the least likely option. If we were to get a coaster that fast, even with Volcano being removed, like Taylor was saying in his video, I don't think Volcano was expected to actually close like it was. I don't think King's Dominion really wanted to close it, but because of the cost and everything that they saw when they probably sat down, they probably came to a final conclusion that it wasn't going to work out. You have to remember that we lost 5 attractions within less than 5 years. So that's pretty crazy for an amusement park to just lose stuff and to gain very few things back. Yes, we did get a coaster after 8 years, which is probably the longest time, if I'm correct, for King's Dominion to go without a coaster anyway. Remember, we got rid of Shockwave. We had to get rid of Hurler to make Twisted Timbers. Now we're getting rid of Volcano. So I would say Volcano, because that did get removed, it pushes King's Dominion now to actually get us a coaster, honestly, faster than what they anticipated us to get. 2021 is its earliest as to where we could get a coaster. And if we were to get a coaster, it wouldn't be anything crazy like they probably wanted to do. After Twisted Timbers, I think they were on the right track. And after Twisted Timbers, we probably were going to get a coaster anyways within the 5-year mark again. But 2021, I could definitely see us getting, if anything, it would be a GCI type of coaster, which would fit pretty well like Mystic Timbers. A coaster like Mystic Timbers, though, would definitely fit the park well, especially in that space of Volcano. We could also get maybe a smaller launch coaster, or who knows, they could also even, this is just a random guess, I don't even think that this would happen, but if it did, that would be pretty awesome. We could get a Raptor model, an RMC Raptor model in the park as well. It's something small, but yet it's a really good coaster. And, that would be King's Dominion's second time going with the RMC, or Rocky Mountain Construction Company. I haven't heard really anyone saying that we could get a Raptor or anything, but hey, who knows what we're going to really get. But I just wanted to throw that out there, that a Raptor honestly could fit in the park pretty well. It would be small enough for us to add something, maybe in Volcano's place, something bigger in the future for Volcano's spot. But it's going to be really crazy looking at a really blank area. Looking at the space where Volcano was, they'd have to add something in that area, because all we have over there now will be Avalanche and the Crypt ride, and Crypt has already been having problems. Although it did do pretty well during the 2018 season, it was down for that earlier part, kind of like how Volcano was. So Kings Dominion's kind of in a little predicament right now to what they could add at this park. Now 2022, I think this is definitely where we could start seeing a coaster for sure. Some sort of coaster would probably have to come within this time, rather it being maybe, like I said, a Raptor, but honestly a really good fit for the park. This would also count as a launch coaster and us getting a coaster in general. But a Mack coaster, a Mack launch coaster like Carowinds, if this does go well, such as Copperhead Strike, if that coaster goes well at Carowinds, it's highly likely that they could just bring that up here and bring that to the north. And it would be a great spot too for us to have like another launch coaster. The only thing though is that Busch Gardens is supposed to be getting a launch coaster as well, and it also could maybe be a Gigas, so we don't know all that yet, but we do know that Busch Gardens will be getting a coaster pretty much for sure in 2020. With that being said though, in 2022 I think either some sort of coaster like I said, or if they haven't already added the water ride, we would definitely get probably the water ride for sure. And moving into probably 2023, if we haven't gotten a coaster by then, I think this would officially be the year that we would have to have a coaster come in the park. That would be honestly too long, and my guess is that attendance would definitely go down if we hadn't got a coaster by then. And the reason why I say that is because Kings Dominion isn't a big park, but it has a lot of land and a lot of potential to be a park such as like Carowinds, how they're growing. If I were to guess the top 3 coasters for Kings Dominion to come, we could get a Mack launch coaster, we could get a RMC Raptor, or we can get a GCI. Those are my top 3. The only other suggestion I really have would be maybe like a B&M wing coaster. That could also fit pretty well in the park, but it would be a little different on how they use Volcano's area, or if they would put that in a different area of the park. But obviously they want to put something in that Volcano area. My guess really would probably be a Mack launch or either a GCI. Those are probably the best 2 options that we have, are those 2. It's going to be interesting seeing within this 2019 season of what Kings Dominion is going to be like and what it's going to feel like. I do think attendance is going to be pretty high just because people want to get their last little pictures of Volcano and everything. But I do feel like it could drop off later in the year. We only have basically 2 top coasters in the park now, with that being Twisted Timbers and Intimidator 305. We now can say like Dominator would be the top 3, I guess. Or you could say Flight of Fear, but that's definitely not in my top 3. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section below. What do you think Kings Dominion will get in the next upcoming years? Be sure to share this video with your friends. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more content and click that notification bell to stay up to date with everything happening on the channel. And until next time, you guys, peace out.